We have a wild title and thumbnail, okay? What is this? Make America breed again. Okay, fast facts with Asmongold and an Asian lady on the thumbnail cover. Oh man, that's just fantastic. Okay.
Make Americans breed again. Today,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about an American breeding visa that can fix the birth rate crisis and bring things back from the brink in America and solve also many of the issues that are plaguing the country. Of course, it's a legal mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney living over here in Asia.
Wait, is his last name actually Esquire? Kafka? Kafka? Oh my god, his last name is actually Esquire. Kafka? Kafka, your last name better not be Esquire.
You make Americans breed again. Okay, what's the problem? The problem in America, no babies. No babies. It's a societal problem. It's a problem that is not just America, it's many developing countries. It's many other countries that have very, very similar problems where their birth rates are dropping fast. And this is a chronic problem for any country because when you have this, you're going to have problems in the future with your economy, with your society.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Why is a lawyer talking about this again? You should supposedly be a legal expert. Supposedly, okay? I say supposedly because you're retarded, all right? What do you know about how to make people have sex and have children? Like, what do you know about that? Because as life gets better for people, people are going to have kids less because they realize that there's more to life than just children. So chances are they'll either have less kids or no kids, right? And they'll enjoy their hobbies. They'll enjoy whatever they could. The reason why people choose to not have kids is because it would just simply drag them down in life, right? On whatever path they choose to be on, right? So unless you can somehow alleviate raising a child, or you can ensure that people are able to pursue things that they like to do while having a kid, I'm sorry, but I don't know if you can convince people to do that. All right, like unless there's a substantial monetary reward for that, which is a thing. However, even then, it's not. Yeah.
So solution, right? And there's a male and female solution here, right? Big for the ladies and for the men. Well, there's a lot of very attractive foreign men and women, and there are American women and American men that would love to go.
Why are they all white or Asian?
And have, well, some breeding opportunities opened up to them here today. So we've got, whether you're interested in any flavor of dude, we've got that here. Same for the guys. We've got, we've got the Latin flavor.
Why are they all white or Asian?
We've got Eastern Europe, we've got Asia, a lot of places that you can go to explore these new possible breeding opportunities. Now, before you think this is crazy, you're like, Andrew, this is absolutely nuts, right? This is wild. Well, no, Japan is already doing this. Japan already has a visa for future creation of an individual. Doesn't that sound lovely? Doesn't that sound cute? Future creation of an individual, a spouse or child of a future creation individual. So they're already doing this up to 2 years. You're allowed to come to Japan. You're allowed to go there, and you're supposed to be at the same time.
Oh, dude, I can already hear Radiant. I know that Radiant already knows about this. Okay, he already knows about this because of reasons. Okay. Oh my god, I can hear Radiant. I can hear Radiant's footsteps running as fast as he could to the nearest plane. Holy shit.
Job hunting, looking for some sort of entrepreneurial job or engaging in some sort of other activity, right? So you're doing something, you're not doing nothing there, you're not idle, you're not homeless, etc., right? And you have to have a certain level of education, right? And you have to be able to support yourself. There has to be money to support them. Now, Japan's program is not perfect. Japan's program...
Why is he making a video on this? You tell me. You tell me this isn't about any ongoing litigation or anything.
Does have its flaws. Japan, once again, very advanced country, does a lot of things right, but America can do it better. So let's tell you.
They have high suicide rates and overworked population.
How I would plan on doing this. And by the way, Americans want this. We've seen with Asmongold over here, right?
God. Oh my god. I can't. I don't know if I can. Oh my god. Asmongold is such a disgusting, like, putrid sack of shit. And when he chases after ABGs, it is some of the cringiest, most disgusting, viscerally, like fucking dry heaving behavior I have ever seen. It is like, it just makes me gag, you know? Like, when I see Asmongold go after someone, I'm like, oh, like I'm actually gagging. Asmongold is the worst example that you can pick out to be a person who is a good representation for going after Asian women, okay? Not only does he not have children, but he has been through like 50 Asian girlfriends by now, okay? Who knows what the fuck he's doing wrong, but I'm just telling you that he has been through like 50 Asian girlfriends, okay? He must be doing something wrong, all right? I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong to having the yellow fever, okay? Nothing wrong with being attracted to Asian people. But like why do you describe things as breeding opportunity? Bro, what is wrong with you? Why'd you say breeding opportunities? What and then you put Asmongold as your star example of what you want happen? Asmongold who has no kids?
Right? Thirsty for Gran. We've seen this with people
What
thirsty
the
for the Korean male celebs over here. So the American thirst is real, 100%. This is absolutely something that Americans are clamoring for. So here's the requirements. Here's my plan. Once again, this is the legal mindset breeding visa. I'm doing not as an April Fool.
I'm okay with girls being into Asian men just simply because like I know they're probably not going to be predatory if they become like passport like sex tourists. You know what I mean? You get me? Like I feel like men are the kinds of people who are like driven by testosterone to do some heinous predatory shit. But then women are always more trustworthy. But you know, who knows?
Joke. This is a very
Who
real
knows? I
thing
could be wrong.
and will very much fix this. I've gone through these criteria, and as somebody who's lived abroad, who's dealt with dozens and dozens and dozens of different visa applications and visa types, this is something that's very much in my experience, my personal experience of having to deal with visas. These requirements will 100% work. Okay, what are the eligible countries? Well, countries which do not pose a security risk. So, hello CIA, how about you wake up, you stop, doing crazy stuff, woke stuff, you stop MK Ultraing people, and you go and you actually collect facts on countries. So you go and say which are posing security risks, which are not. So obviously we don't want anywhere where people are at danger or being trafficked. So that's the second one. These countries do not engage in trafficking. Human trafficking is an absolute evil, and anyone caught engaging in human trafficking should be jailed and thrown away for a very...
Holy moly, guys. We have another fucking legal mindset schizo post. He's probably gonna delete this, but I'm here watching this right now, and I think this might be another fucking schizo post. It has to be. It has to be another schizo post. It has to be another, like, unwell schizo post. 100%. What is this madness, dude? Like, he is fundamentally unwell. Like, this is not well behavior.
Very, very long time. Human trafficking is absolutely evil. So these things should be shut down.
Why are we talking about human... Wait, hold on. Hold the phone. Is it because people accuse passport bros of human trafficking because of the way they do things? Because they hold a green card over Asian women's heads, and because they bring women over here to use as like slaves and shit? I think that's what's going on. I think he's keeping in mind like what the common perceptions are of passport bros, right? Because the common perception of passport bros, and it's not wrong, is that lots of passport bros would unironically try to find, like, they would love bomb some Asian women with limited, like, upbringing, right? In order to load them into a false sense of security, in order to, like, basically enslave them, right? Turn them into house pets, yeah? And to turn them into literal, like, sex slaves. So, yeah, like, this is, I think that's what's going on. Yeah, he's trying to dissuade you from that, you know what I mean?
Next, this is for the breeding applicant. So we only need fit people in the country. We do not need overweight people. One of the problems in America is...
Why the fuck did you bring up Asmongold as an example, as a fit applicant? Well, why did you bring him up as a... This must be a dream. There's no way this is a real, like, video, okay? Motherfucker brought up Asmongold, the person who is having heart palpitations and a possible, like, silent heart attack at the fresh age of 32 or some shit, as an example, as a fit individual, someone who is a worm, who gorges himself upon piles and piles of potato chips, as a fit individual. What in the chicken McWaffles?
And I just came back, is people are still overweight. A lot of people are still overweight. That's not okay. We need a health and fitness test, a low BMI. Now, I know some people are going to say, this is just to get in attractive people. Well, these things tend to be correlated, right? Attractiveness tends to be correlated with better fitness, better health. So yes, you've got to get fit. You've got to get in shape. If you're not in shape, it's not going to work. You have to have a standard education. I'm saying at least high school. By high school, you've learned a lot of the important things for your life. You've learned the basic skills. You've learned math. You've got English. You've got science. You've got all the bedrock that you need to go forward. There isn't really anything that is necessary in university or can't be dealt with by technical training or apprenticeship. And there's a lot of Americans that they want to go work. People are not wanting to go to actual university. They're wanting to go into some sort of training. They're wanting to go to work, and that's fine. Let's let them do that, and let's let them go outside and find people who are also very similar to them and have the same similar levels. Maybe they've gone out and become YouTubers. Who knows? And the next is a verbal English fluency test. They need to be at least conversational. This is important, right? Yeah. We don't want people over here that don't have verbal English. You're not going to be able to have a deep, meaningful relationship unless you have English fluency and the ability to converse. That is entirely important to fall deeply in love with somebody or have a relationship that lasts. And that's what this program is about. This is not about coming in for a quick green card. This is not.
You don't think someone can fall in love if they both speak fluent non-English languages? Huh? You don't think someone can fall in love like that way? Like if there's a white person who speaks like fluent Chinese, like can they not fall in love while speaking Chinese with someone who's a Chinese speak? What? Wait, what? Wait, okay, what he's saying makes absolutely no sense.
Not about any sort of exploitation. This is about finding people that are going to come over to America, create American babies, create American families, and stay with their partner. That's the important thing. Requirements for the American breeder, though that's the American applicant, right? So I'm putting them in that category. So there's the foreign breeding applicant, then there's the American. The requirements for the American host, right? So the American host has to have sufficient income to support the breeder, at least 100K. That's necessary, and has paid for all existing dependent children, right? So you have.
No, you don't. You don't need 100K, okay? 100K?
Have to have everything paid for. So if you have any children that are not fully taken care of and paid for, sorry, you can't do it. It's just not, you're not able to qualify for the program. So you have to have that sufficient money. Next, you have to have a clean criminal record. Okay. So if you have a criminal record where you're out there, you're doing bad things, whatever, not going to work. You have to have traveled to the country physically to meet the breeder, to meet the person you're going to breed with and have kids with. So whether you're a man or woman, you got to go out there, you got to get on a plane and you got to meet this person, right? You cannot stay in America and do mail order stuff. That's exploitative. That's wrong. You're not actually in love with that person, right? That's a scam. None of that, right? You've got to go physically there, meet them. You got to got photos. You have to have proof that you're in love with this person. You got to show them messages. You got to show them backup. No marrying your cousin. None of this scam marriage stuff. This has to be 100% legit romantic relationship for.
Why did you even need to bring that up? The cousin part. Why did you even feel the need to bring that up?
A deeper purpose than just coming into the United States. We're not going to limit this for Americans because we want our Elon super babies, right? We want our Elon super babies. So Elon, obviously, he's got more than one woman here in his life, and this could work with a lady or whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter. We can be equal opportunity. If there's a female Elon out there, that can happen too, right? But we're not limiting this to one because we want all.
Guys, they call the left degenerates. They actually call the left degenerates. These people are the ones that call the left degenerates. What the fuck?
All those American super babies in America. Once again, I think most people will only do one, but hey, let's leave the option open for Americans because they're American. Okay. Protect both Americans and foreigners, male and female. Every gender, every person will be protected here, okay? First of all, at any time, either party can terminate the visa. So if anybody wants out of this, they can get out of this. The only thing is, hey, if you're the foreigner coming to US, if you terminate this, you do have to go home. You do have to leave. You do have to go home. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry. It sucks, but you got to go home, right? Within 2 years, you have to have a child together. Now, I'm not saying have a marriage.
2 years? Motherfucker, there are couples who have broken up after 5 years of being together and not yet being married. They must have a kid within 2 years? What are you talking about? You want to put a child through divorced parents at like the 3rd year? And the child just spends their entire childhood growing up in a divorce process? Or, oh, my mom is a fucking concubine type scenario. What? Huh?
because I believe a marriage, and I'm a religious person, a Christian specifically, and I believe marriage is between you and God, and many people believe that as well, right? That's a very common belief. You do not necessarily need to go into the eyes of the state to have a kid, right? I get that. We're in a modern era. Things are different. Things are changing. Okay. But you got to prove yourself to the country by having a child that literally gives you something, linking you to the country, a reason to stay there, and also a reason to stay with the partner. Because once again, at any time this is terminable, so you've got to stay with that partner. The foreign applicant, the foreign breeder, can only apply for one visa per lifetime. So they have to think.
He's so worried about the woman not being fat but wants them pregnant right away. Yeah, there's a, you know what? I wouldn't expect people to know anything about women, so
carefully. They cannot monkey branch. They cannot go to a different person. They have to
and if the couple breaks up, who gets the baby?
Stay with the person that they applied with. This ensures this is for a true romantic purpose and not for a scam. And this needs to be heavily enforced by ICE agents. We're hiring more ICE agents. Maybe Pokemon can advertise for ICE again so they are able to get enough agents to actually enforce this. We need way more ICE agents.
Nice. Thank you, Asmongold. Okay, I'm so glad you normalized cruelty, okay, and like callous jokes like that. Callous jokes like, oh, we're just gonna play catch 'em all, get it? Because it's Pokemon and we're catching brown people. Dude, like, this is what I mean, guys, okay? This is what I mean when I say that, like, people are not taking Asmongold seriously, okay? Or taking the threat of Asmongold seriously, okay? Rhetoric like this becomes so common and so on the loose. Careful, okay? This is literally, I believe that this is a very direct reference to the Asmongold comment on like being Ash Ketchum, dressing up as Ash Ketchum and catching brown people. Okay.
Breeder must be unmarried abroad.
That dog whistle.
They've got to have no husband, wife, whatever they are. They got to have nobody abroad. So there's nothing abroad, and there's any form of fraud is cause for immediate deportation and possible criminal penalties. So if they're lying, Trump's already signed off. I think he's got Melania here. Once again, he understands the ability to go abroad, find somebody, and get married, breed, have kids. I mean, this is something he knows about himself. So it's in my mind.
Oh my God, bro, this is so weird. What the fuck, bro? Oh my God, ew.
He's already signed off. And then if this is a potential money printer, we've got The Bachelor, The Bachelorette meets 90 Day Fiance. These are all wildly popular shows that make a bunch of money. Guess what? The federal government can run this and they can make some money off of this. Instead of losing money, feds, you can actually make money and justify yourself and your existence. Isn't that crazy? Wouldn't that be good? If we had this, running and they were making money and it paid for the administration paid for itself. Wouldn't that be crazy? Well, we could do that. We got Big Ed over here.
Is he having another schizo breakdown? This has to be another schizo breakdown, right? Like, in my opinion, this just seems like a schizo breakdown. Okay?
Version,
yeah.
Right? Absolutely hilarious, great comedy, great stuff. It'd be fantastic. Then we got a pilot program. I would like to nominate Asmongold and Gran, if you from Five Hearts Under One Roof, the actress for Gran. If you haven't seen the love between them, absolutely adorable. I love it. So cute, so cute.
Ugh. What kind of radiant ass shit is this? Ugh. What the fuck, bro? Bro, this is so weird. Bro, how is Asmongold your candidate for a pilot program for this shit? How's Asmongold? Can somebody please explain that part? How's Asmongold? Asmongold is the worst example that you could possibly bring into it. He has no kids. No kids, okay? No kids. He doesn't know what it is like to take care of a kid either, okay? He doesn't, like, there's just so many things that is just blatantly crazy about this. I think he fantasized too hard while gooning to Asian woman Lamau. That's why this video is written. Yeah, but you can't goon this hard, right? This isn't, how do you goon hard enough for this to happen? I just don't understand. I don't get it.
Finally got a bit of free time now, huh? Yes. Look at how tense your shoulders are. Can you help me with my stance? I think it's catcher, right? Like, help her, it's catch, right? Oh, God.
Wait, okay, so to be clear, this is like an elaborate shitpost, right? He doesn't mean any of this seriously? Wait, except that he actually tries to get men into East Asia, right? Like, isn't he literally some kind of activist of some kind? Like, he is an activist for actually getting men into East Asia? Wait, so to be very clear, he's not joking, right? Wait, what? how much of this is trolling and how much of this is not trolling?
We got to make it happen between these two and see what happens there. I've got a special Korean lady in my life I'd think about for this, but we'll have to see whether she agrees with me. Next, guys, we've got the...
Oh, I feel bad for that Korean lady. What the fuck? What kind of lies are you saying to her? Are you just like fucking love bombing her in some way? Like, damn, bro.
Share, subscribe, comment on this. We want to make this go viral. We want to make Baron Trump notice me, senpai. We want to make sure this thing is circulating and everyone is getting on this because this will change America. If we incentivize the breeding visa.
Isn't Baron Trump like a minor?
And we push
shit?
This as the #1 visa. We
Underage?
make all
What
the other
the
visas
fuck?
take longer than this one. This is the one that America pushes. This is the one they incentivize. And we can make America breed again. And if you're interested in going from zero, from unemployed to a 100K, 200K career in cybersecurity.
A career in cybersecurity makes no sense, by the way, okay? Just so you know. Like, I don't know how else to put this. If you said to get a career as an IT, specifically as a sysadmin, as a system admin, that would make much more sense. That is a very specific role you can get that is cybersecurity related, okay? A system admin, all you need to focus on, I just want the base assault while being on stream. God bless, okay? But if you're like trying to be a system admin, okay, obviously that is cybersecurity related, so I'm not gonna blame you for calling it a cybersecurity thing. But that in of itself means nothing. What do you mean? Like the training, the job description for a sysadmin is different from, like, let's just say someone who comes up with the algorithm, right? The algorithm behind shit like RSA keys, right? Or any of the math, right? Like these two are two different training type shit for two different jobs, but they're both cybersecurity related. Like, what? Whenever somebody says like, oh my god, I want like a thing in cybersecurity. What? Which one? What are you talking about, right?
Who right now is running an amazing sale that only lasts
Do you mean working as a janitor for a cybersecurity firm or
for 2
cybersecurity
more
software
days?
firm?
And in this sale right
For
now,
make
which
a
ends
fee?
December 3rd, the on-demand training in cybersecurity right now, they're focusing on AI.
That makes
They're
no
doing
sense.
Everything they can teach.
So to be very clear, we can all agree here that Radiant is a massive fan of Legal Mindset, right? I think Radiant must get all of his tips and interests from Legal Mindset, right?
Future where you can go to making 6 figures. Check it out.
I made 6 digits before this, okay? You don't need cybersecurity to do it. What the fuck? Or whatever the fuck cybersecurity means. I mean, there are lots of red team pen testing jobs if someone's thinking of hacker as a job. Most security positions aren't functional in my... But also, like, cybersecurity, like, related fields and positions are not open that much compared to other shit. Like, why would they not hire somebody who has a PhD in college rather than some humegalol who took an online course in cybersecurity, right? Well, because typically, I think when I was interning for this smaller company back then, the actual team behind the algorithms for the cybersecurity, like actual like cybersecurity related type shit is like it consists of like 5 people among hundreds of people. 5 people, just 5. Okay, like 5 to 10 people. Okay, you're telling me that you can take an online course and manage to get a position among that 5 to 10 people that probably most likely they all have at least a master's degree and worked like 20 years in the field. Bro, give me a break. Okay, like stop. Okay. Yeah.